Final segment of today's episode of Sundays with the Stallions, joined by a couple Minnesota Golden Gopher pitchers, Danny Kapala and Nolan Burchill. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So you guys just kind of the next batch of Golden Gophers in what's become a true pipeline for Minnesota. What's the relationship like between the Saugerty Stallions and the Minnesota baseball program?
Well, I mean, for all I know, it started off a few years back when one of the seniors while I was a freshman came up here, Luke Pedersen, and I know he enjoyed his time a lot. And, and then the following year they sent, I think, 3 or 4 guys back and had nothing but good to say about it. And I think it's strengthened the bond between the two programs, and I think it's just become a pipeline to have Minnesota guys come up.
There you go. Just fix your, there you go. Headset a little
better?
closer.
Sorry.
Perfect. No, you're good to go. You're good
thing.
to go. So, I guess for both you guys, but we'll start with Nolan. What did you guys heard about the Stallions before this summer?
I just heard it was a great place to come play. I like the idea that you get at least an off day a week. Coming off an injury a few years ago, I had Tommy John, so I knew that was going to be big. I wasn't going to get mistreated out here and abused on the mound and throwing every day, and that was a big thing. And Easton and Jacob Hitz came here last year, and they had nothing but great things to say about Saugerty's the town, Kevin Hinchy and Scott running the team. It was all positive things, so I was happy to come out here.
And your pitching coach is Jeff Foshing, a former teammate of yours, and you guys are very close with Jeff. What's it like when you're out there on the mound and time is called and you see him start to walk out of the dugout and he's chatting with you guys on the mound?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but usually in the game you're locked in. During the game, like, he's your coach, you got to respect him. It's a little hard because in the locker room at Minnesota, I'd always beat up on him in Mario Kart, and he thought he was better than me at it, but he never beat me even once. So, but other than that, yeah, no, it's not hard to flip the switch, and when he's coach and we're the players and he's telling us what to do, it's not bad at all.
It's definitely started off a little different. You know, he comes in and you're a week. It's been a week since you've just been his teammate. So, the first couple discussions when he's kind of hounding down on you, you kind of have to hold back a laugh because 2 weeks ago you're joking around with him about now he's trying to get serious with you. So, first couple times definitely was hard, but as the summer's gone on, you're definitely seeing him kind of take over that coaching role.
So we live with the coaches, and we have a lot of games of NCAA football that we play on his Xbox. But you mentioned Mario Kart, and yeah. Jeff has told us that that's a strong, you guys play that nonstop in the locker room. What are those games like? How competitive do they get?
Well, they're very competitive. Me and Jeff had a series, and he likes to cheat a lot, and he gets a lot of spoon wins. He tries to use like the strategy where he stays in 12th until he gets a bullet bike, and while I'm in first, and then I'll get red shelled like 3 times or blue shelled a couple times, and then he'll win and say that he's the better racer, but that's just not the case. He's just using the game to his advantage.
I really have to argue that because I've seen both of them play, and in my personal opinion, Nolan is just a very system racer. He sticks to the basics, doesn't try to do anything out of the ordinary, where Jeff has just always pushed himself to become the best he can on the racetrack. I don't know, I think Nolan's just feeding you some stuff that isn't true, and I just want to clear the air.
So unbiased opinion from Danny Kapala, who is the better Mario Kart player, Nolan or Jeff?
Although, with all being said, it is very equal. They go very...
you have to give an answer.
That is my answer, because I'll tell you a story. When they go toe-to-toe in their races, the loser, which it usually switches off, usually throws quite the tantrum in the locker room. That includes throwing stuff, whether it's the remote, a football, or storming out and screaming. And I've seen equal amounts of tantrums from both of them, so it really goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I do get really mad when I lose because I know I'm way better than Jeff. So it's tough to hold in the emotions, and when you're in the locker room, there's a closed door. You can kind of just freak out, and nobody's going to say anything. So.
All right, last question here about Mario Kart, but a lot of talk about you and Jeff. Danny, how are you on the race course?
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, next question.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
We don't even let him play in the locker room.
I don't get to train too much.
You guys playing that at all this summer? Have you played Mario Kart?
No, we don't. We didn't bring it. I meant to bring it, but I forgot it in the locker room. I didn't want to steal it.
Honestly, we didn't want to embarrass our other teammates.
Yeah, really?
I don't think any of these guys out here can
call them
beat
out.
us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there
So-
anyone over there who's good at Mario Kart?
Austin
Cole.
Austin Cole. We have to
think
get
so.
this a live broadcast.
Yeah.
We'll do shoutcasting. I think that's what it's called when you broadcast the esports. So we've had a couple unique experiences this summer with the Stallions, going to Cooperstown, going to Yankee Stadium, some of their cool trips, around the area. What's been your favorite part this summer?
Well, I've definitely just loved the atmosphere that we have. The trips have definitely just been amazing. I mean, my past 2 summers I haven't enjoyed too much just because, how we get treated, and then, obviously coming here is just a change of worlds. How the coaching staff and the owners take care of us is, insane. Getting told you're going to a Yankees game is pretty crazy and really neat to be able to happen.
Yeah, no, it's really cool when you're getting told that you're taking a bus down to Yankee Stadium in the summer balls. When you think of summer ball, you're thinking of like getting back at 2 a.m. every night and waking up early, going to the gym, then going to the field. But they balance it out really well, and it was just an awesome experience to go to Yankee Stadium and see that, to be to a stadium I've never been to and probably wouldn't have the chance to get to for a long time if I didn't come out here and have that experience.
Now, had either of you ever been to Cooperstown? You just mentioned never Yankee Stadium, but have you been to Yankee Stadium or any other big league parks?
I've never been for a game. I was able to, when I was 12 years old, come out to the Cooperstown tournament held at Dreams Park. So that was obviously a really cool experience. But no, the game at Yankee Stadium was a first for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had never been to Cooperstown before. That wasn't, growing up in South Dakota, didn't really, you just play in small towns around the area and nobody makes a big trip out to Cooperstown. So that was really cool to see, all the little kids playing in these nice parks and then going to the Hall of Fame. That was really cool to see all the history of the MLB and everything.
So Danny, I have to ask you. Earlier today we had Tyler Kelder on with us, and he played at Cooperstown and went, I believe, 26 for 32 or 26 for 34. How'd you fare in that tournament?
I can't remember. I had somewhere between 10 or 11 home runs. I think I went, what did he go?
26 for 32?
Yeah,
so
I remember
27
I remember going 27 for 32.
Okay.
It was really, yeah.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. It was fun, though.
So at Minnesota this past season, speaking of ballparks, you guys played at Safeco or T-Mobile it's
now,
called now,
yeah.
right?
T-Mobile now.
And did you play against the Twins as well?
That was the year before.
That was the year before. All right, so T-Mobile, what was it like playing at an MLB stadium?
It was really cool to play at, during our game, they actually it's where they had the retractable roof. During our game, it got nice, so they retracted it back. It was pretty fun to play there. My first batter, actually, I came in, had the jitters of the big park. I beamed him right in the head. So, after that, I settled in a little bit, and but the big stadium jitters got to me a little bit there. But it was a really cool experience to see the park and actually play at a really nice stadium.
Yeah, it was really cool getting to pitch at T-Mobile Park. I think it's just one of the many assets of being able to play for a program like that and being able to get treated like that. We also, one of the nicer things having it with our coaches' connections at school is we usually get a series at Target Field every year.
Okay.
So that's also very cool to be able to play on those big league parks.
Now, you guys get to play in the big league parks, but you also, the Big Ten tournament is in Omaha, and obviously the College World Series. What is it like playing in Omaha for the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, it's really cool to play there. Obviously, the crowds aren't as big as it is for the College World Series, but Nebraska is kind of a home team there. So the first game we opened up with Nebraska, and there was, maybe 7,000 to 10,000 people there cheering on Nebraska for pretty much a home series. So it was really cool to kind of experience that. We didn't make it this year to the College World Series, obviously, but it was cool to get that experience of playing in that stadium and what it would be like maybe one day if we got there.
So you're at a car show, and we've asked everyone this. I certainly have heard my favorite answers, my least favorite, my most out there answers, I guess, as well. If you could pick any car in the world, I give you $5 million right now. Go buy something. What are you getting?
Danny, you can take this one.
I'd have to go with the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Wow,
I think it'd be really
good
cool to
choice.
time
Good
travel.
Yeah, for me, I'm a simple guy. I would just buy a nice new truck, probably a GMC Sierra Denali or maybe a Ford F-150, lift it up a little bit. Kind of like Led's truck here.
We heard about Ledford's famous
yeah.
truck.
He
tried
thinks it's
to
really
play
cool.
it down.
He thinks it's really cool. It's whatever. It's fine. But, I mean, my GMC Sierra back home, it wouldn't make the trip out here because it's a little older. It's dented up, but it would probably, in a pull-off, mine would win every single time. But
We might have to get a little competition going between those two
Yeah,
trucks. But
yeah.
guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Best of
you.
luck the rest of the season, and enjoy the car show.
All right, thank you very much.